Hey everyone, today's video is going to be another roadside find. This place is just sitting along a busy route in Luzerne County, and I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's abandoned or not, so I'm not going to state that's abandoned, but it has some pretty cool things sitting out front of it, so we're going to show it to you, and maybe we'll learn a little bit about the place, but here it is. Now, as I mentioned, this is just literally sitting along the side of a road. It looks like it was maybe an old garage at one point, and now it might just be storage for some individual. I don't really know anything about it, so it's not going to be too informative, but there's some cool things to look at here. So I want to show you some of the old vehicles, and we'll just explore as we go. Up here in the grass, there's a few items that are kind of hiding in the weeds here, so I want to show you those first. Now, first we're going to start off with this old Ford pickup truck here. I do want to apologize, there's a lot of background noise. The highway is literally right behind me, not the highway, but the route. Yeah, it's a busy route, so I'll try my best to speak loud enough, but this looks like maybe a 50s truck. It's a dual wheel, so maybe it was a dump truck at one point. There's an F6 on it. Hopefully you get a little view inside of it. I got someone coming here. Okay, I thought they were going to stop and chase me out of here, but there's no sign saying to keep out, and we're not in any buildings, so shouldn't get in any trouble. Hiding right there is another pickup truck. I don't believe that one's a Ford, but we'll check it out and see if we can figure out what it is. Very thick brush here, so it's not very easy to walk through. It's probably best to explore in the winter time. Maybe it is another Ford. Okay, yeah. This one looks like maybe 60s, maybe early 70s. I can't really show you too much of it. It's completely overgrown. And here we have, looks like to be a BMW. I'd say this is probably late 80s, early 90s. Nothing too unique about it. I do like the rusty trucks better. And it looks like in that garage there are quite a few of them in there, so like I said, I don't know what the plans are for these. I'm pretty certain someone still owns them because there is a semi-modern car sitting there. But I just like checking stuff like this out. We got a number. Looks like there's definitely a Ford lover. Most of these trucks and vehicles are Fords, except for that Jeep Wagoneer. And here's another Ford. I don't know if this is a Fairlane or what it is. Hope I don't encounter any snakes. Yeah, looks like it was a Fairlane. Some of the letters are missing off of it. The window is partially down and got some weeds growing inside of it. And right next to it we have another Ford heavy-duty truck. Maybe from the other side we can get a look inside of it. This one's still got the engine. I'm more familiar with stuff from like the 70s through the 90s as far as older vehicles go, as I know it's not old to a lot of you, but if there's anything you guys are able to share with me about these vehicles, feel free to. You know, it's hard to get a look inside of it. Sorry about the glare, it's the best I could do. And this one's probably one of the coolest ones here. It's a Ford tow truck. That resembles the Mack emblem. I know the older Mack trucks had like the bulldog on it. This is pretty vintage. It's a pretty simple setup too. All it is a big winch back here hooked onto an arm that goes down a pulley. And look at what they use. That's for their work lights. And then it has some more spotlights up here. And that old beacon light. This one's really cool. Hopefully you get a look inside of it. Stick shift. The gauges are still there, but the seat's falling apart. Here we have a Ford Taurus wagon. This is going to be from the 90s. Nothing really special about that. Here's a logo on this. American Oil Motor Club. Okay, so here's a look. It's hard to see, but the mileage reads 57602, so it could be 57,000, 157. The floor pan's gone. You can see right to the transmission. There's a big push bar on it too. Here's another old vehicle. We got a Jeep Wagoneer. My father had one of these back in the day. I think it was probably in the 80s. These are all-wheel drive. These are good for people that live on farms or in the woods for, you know, having to deal with the snow. This is Cherokee, but this resembles a Wagoneer, so I don't know if it's a Jeep Cherokee Wagoneer or maybe this is just a different type of model. It says Golden Eagle on it. I think the Wagoneer was a four-door, if I'm not mistaken. So this may be not a Wagoneer, but all in all, it's still pretty cool. The one thing I just noticed, it has the Golden Eagle on the hood. It actually resembles a Firebird, like the Pontiac Trans Am. From like Smoking the Bandit, it has the big Firebird on the hood. So that's interesting. 99 inspection on that. That's 2017. This inspection on this tow truck looks like a 1980. And it only had one wiper right there too. You see the wiper arm. I don't know about you guys, but this stuff really interests me. I love seeing old vehicles, whether they're in good condition or not. I'd imagine most of them, the last time they were running is the last time they were parked here. Even that light bar is kind of neat. Now, I'm sure some of them were probably, you know, brought here by a wrecker or a flatbed, but there's a good hunch that a lot of these ran the last time they were parked here. Some of them may even still run too, who knows. Okay, so let's look at the front of the building here. And you can see there's some items inside, so we're gonna get a closer look at those. Okay, so we're inside this little barn or garage. It's not posted, doors are wide open, so we're gonna check out what's in here. Starting off here first is an old International L150. Looks like it had a stake body on it. Maybe it was a dump at one time. It's a nice bluish green color. Get some light on this for you. overall, not in bad shape. Floor is pretty solid. The seat's bad, but the roof and everything is intact. Probably because obviously it's being kept in this garage, but let's see if there's mileage on that. Looks like 100 and some thousand. I can't really see it too well. And there's the shift pattern. The solid closing door. This is in good shape. I wouldn't be surprised if this one still runs. Now right next to this we got Alice Chalmers, or I don't know the pronunciation of that. What looks like Chalmers. Old farm tractor here. This thing's pretty cool as well. It's like something they would use for like a hayride. For the most part, it's pretty intact. It's like a very small gas tank though. At first I thought this was like a strip truck, but this is a pickup truck with a nose of another truck on it. It's another dually truck, but it only has one set of wheels on it. These ones in here are definitely in better shape because they're being kept out of the elements. The roof liner's falling down in there, so I'm not going to bother opening that up. Eight-cylinder engine. There's some kind of stamp there. And last time this was inspected was 82-83. This is roughly 35 years old since it was last inspected. Now this truck's pretty cool. It's got these big floorboards on it. Sorry if I sound repetitive. I know I'm saying these things are cool, but they really are. This thing, let's see if we get a look in there. Maybe you guys can see the mileage. I'm kind of reaching this in through the window. Believe it or not, it's still got the key in it. It's definitely not in running condition though. Someone took all the plugs out of it, cut some of the hoses. But the body is still salvageable. 88 inspection date. Now sitting in between these two, this resembles a truck that was seen on not only like Sanford and Son, but also the Karate Kid, where Mr. Miyagi's driving Daniel around. I know it's not the same truck, but it resembles it. I really love the front end on this with that big swooping down hood and the big grille. Just looks like mean and tough. This one's stripped partially. So we got a couple pedals in here. I'm going to try and guess what they're for. That one over there, I'm guessing maybe an emergency brake. This one here may be a PTO for the dump. And of course we got the shifter. Look at the air conditioning. And this one's actually a Chevrolet. And there's the heater. One unique thing, which is something I never saw before, that's the gas tank. Because there's where you fill it, and it's sitting right behind the seat. Because when I opened the door, I got a big whiff of gas, and I was wondering why. And I don't think that's up to code for modern vehicles. And lastly, we have, which if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is like a Ford. It's obviously a sedan. I think it's a Ford though. I'm not too good with cars like this because a lot of them do kind of look alike and people modify them, but I think this is a Ford. I'm not gonna try and guess the date on it. If I was to throw a number out, I'd say 50s. And this is completely gutted. like they even have a pit in here too to work on vehicles or something. But that's a look at all the vehicles in here. It's pretty neat. Definitely not something you see every day. They're just laying around. Like I said, I guess I'm gonna assume someone owns them. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this location. I wouldn't recommend coming here. Like, if you guys know where it's at, I wouldn't recommend coming here trying to take any parts or doing any kind of damage. I'm pretty sure someone still owns this. That car is fairly recent, and the property is on a busy highway. And as you saw when I was here, a car drove by. So if you know where it's at, just keep it to yourselves. Don't share it with anyone. I don't want to see anyone come here and get in trouble or to damage these vehicles in any way. But like I said, if you have any information you'd like to share, feel free to share it down below. As always, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you're subscribed and ring that notification bell for new videos. And thanks for watching. And like always, I'll see you in the next video.